Today we're diving into a topic that gets a lot of mixed opinions. Refinishing furniture that isn't solid wood. For example, take this piece. It's not solid wood, but that doesn't mean it's worthless or destined for the landfill. So let's talk about why you might want to throw pieces like this away, or why you might decide to refinish them instead. First, let's clarify what I mean by non-solid wood furniture. These pieces are typically made of materials like MDF, particle board, or veneer. While they may have a real wood appearance, they often don't have that durability of solid wood. You might notice some damage like chipping veneer or swollen spots from water damage. That's pretty common. So why do people toss pieces like this away? First, they might think these materials aren't worth fixing because they don't have the longevity of solid wood. Secondly, they can be tricky to refinish. Sanding can wear through thin veneer, and water-based paints might make the MDF swell if you're not careful. And finally, these pieces are often inexpensive to begin with, so people might not see the value in the extra effort. But here's the thing. Just because it's not solid wood doesn't mean it's not worth saving. There are some advantages to refinishing non-solid wood furniture. They can be affordable. These pieces are often budget-friendly and great for beginners to practice on. They're also eco-friendly. Refinishing keeps furniture out of the landfills, and we know how many pieces are thrown in the landfill each year. It's outrageous. There's also the opportunity for creative potential. These pieces are perfect for painting them bold colors, or just techniques you might not be willing to use on real wood furniture. And there's also sometimes some sentimental value to furniture like this. Sometimes these pieces have memories attached to them, and just because they're not solid wood doesn't mean they're not worth keeping. Refinishing non-solid wood furniture does come with its challenges, but there are a few things that we can do. We can prep carefully. We can choose the right products. We can fix some of the damage. And speaking of damage, this dresser was missing 4 out of the 5 drawer slides. So knowing that I have a ton of scrap wood, I figured I could probably make this. And using the one that I had as a template, I just dove right in, hoping that I could come up with something. after making that first one and making sure it fit, I knew I was on the right track, so I went ahead and just went all in on the next 3. I honestly really enjoy this part of my job and don't mind having to create something new or even doing something that I've never done before. You know, this may not be how someone else does it, but like I've said before, you got to start somewhere. And the more I do it, the better I'll get. Yeah, as I look at it, I'm going, this I think is going to work. But before I attempt to put these in, I've got to address the panels that are in the dresser. They are sagging a bit, so I want to put a little bit of support on each drawer. So I found, again, more scrap wood to give that little support that each is going to need. The bottom will need another panel. I just need to get one of those, and we'll do that probably the next day or 2. So yeah, this is when I find this out, and I have to decide if this piece is worth the effort. got a couple things going on with this dresser that I've had for 3 years. Okay, I want to pause for a second. Now, 3 years ago, I was just starting this whole furniture thing. And when I got this piece, literally, it had to have been one of my first few that I picked up. And I didn't know a thing. I picked it up thinking, all right, I got a great piece. It's all wood. I didn't even look at it. And since then, it's always been kind of in the back of my storage or workshop. So I never really gave it a good look through. So yeah, that's why I've had it for 3+ years and I had no idea what I had. But, you know, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and I'm going to make this a winner. This whole time I was thinking it was solid wood, but it's not. We're working with like some sort of laminate or Formica top. These sides are not solid wood at all. The trim is solid wood. It looks like pine. And then we have the drawer fronts that look like, oh, they could be pine too, but so these are the only true solid wood pieces. So now what? I was going to strip it down to raw wood and then go from there, but change of plans. No, it's not the best of dressers, but you can still do a lot with it. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna clean it up, give it a good scuff sand, make sure all the unnecessary paint that's kind of built up in some areas, drips here and there, remove all that, and then repaint it. Don't know what color yet, but it's gonna be pretty. You know, sometimes this happens and you just gotta go with it. So it'll work out in the end. Once you get that primer on, things really start to take shape. You can kind of see where it's going to go. Although I'm still not sure about the color, just putting on primer is making a huge difference. I am using a clear bonding primer as well as the stain blocking primer from Melange Paints. I love that product. I've always had good results with it. Once I am finished with that primer, I do give it a good scratch test just to make sure everything is bonding well before I move on to actually painting the piece. It just has the primer on it, but looks so much better already. Feeling good. Well, I've decided on a color finally. I was gonna go black, but I felt like this piece deserves something a little, I don't know. I had a color that I haven't used in a while. It's called Traveler Blue from Melange Paints. It's what they describe as a light, dusty blue with a bit of gray undertone. It's a really, really pretty, soft blue, and I think it's perfect for this piece. Well, what a journey this piece has had. 3+ years in my storage and in the back of my workshop. And here it is, the finished piece. What a transformation, right? This dresser went from being a dated, overlooked piece to a fresh, elegant addition to any space. And the best part, it didn't end up in a landfill. Instead, it now has a new life and purpose. Refinishing furniture like this isn't just about saving money or practicing your DIY skills. It's about sustainability, creativity, and seeing potential where others might not. So what do you think? Would you have given this piece a second chance, or would you have passed it by? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts.